Hello guys and welcome to this volkswizard video. Now let me first apologise about the wind. It's been a very windy spell of weather here in the UK and I'm up by Silverstone, which is a very windy part of the world, so apologies about that. Hopefully you can still hear me okay, because today is a momentous day. I'm driving for the first time a car that I've wanted to drive now I think for 3 years. That's the Golf R Estate. This came out on the Mk7 platform in about 2015 and this is the Mark 7.5 that's been very kindly lent to me by Volkswagen UK. And it's not really a car for the weekend for me, it'd probably be a daily driver, so I just wanted to try one out and see how I felt about it, because I bought a Golf R brand new in 2014 and it was okay and it was a great car, you know, but it just wasn't special enough to be a weekend car. So as a daily driver they're probably quite good, and the estate car gives me the ability to justify it because it's very practical. So without any further ado, let's have a good look around this Mark 7.5 Golf R Estate. Now the first thing I should point out is this car has actually got the performance pack. It's not as crucial as on the GTI, but it does give you the Spielberg wheels and the bigger brakes. Now if you have a look at those, I think they're pretty much identical to those on the Golf GTI Clubsport S. The pack's about £2,300 though, which is a bit stiff because it doesn't give you any extra performance or any better drivetrain. It is purely just the brakes and the wheels. I think the wheels are probably £1,000, so you're paying £1,300 extra for the brakes, which whether it's worth it or not is down to you. If you're doing track days, I'd probably say it's worth it. Now you're probably familiar with this car, but we'll just have a quick look at the 7.5 changes. So the front bumper's a little bit more aggressive. You've got a bit more sculpting down here. I don't think you'd mistake it for a GT like you would with the Mark 7. This car's got LED headlights, so there's some upgrade there. Usual silver mirrors, but I think you can choose those in body colour if you pay a bit extra. Tornado red is actually an extra cost option now at £285. I've got the silver roof rails which match the mirrors. We've got the pan roof, which is quite an expensive option. Golf R's get this gloss black sill cover. It's got a nice sculpted diffuser down here with a bit of air channeling there. Usual 4 exhaust, quite sooty on this press car. And you know, it's typical Golf. It's an estate car, but if you look at it closely, it's got some attitude to it, which it's not as like in your face as an RS4 because it's not a wide body car, but it's still pretty cool. Now let's have a look inside. Big difference for me is that the trim is actually a dark colour. On the older car the Alcantara sections were beige and it wasn't particularly to everybody's tastes. This is a much easier car to live with because the Alcantara's light doesn't get dirty. So yeah, I probably wouldn't spec leather unless I really wanted to. I did on my own car, but I just didn't want the light Alcantara. Let's just get inside out the wind. Okay, big difference for the 7.5. You've got the active info display. This car's got keyless as well, so that's pretty cool. Yep, so active info display. You get this big gesture control navigation now. I don't think this has been upgraded, because when it is upgraded you can have navigation on the 2 screens. This car's got the same as the GTI Performance I tested a few weeks ago. You can only have a navigation on one or the other. Let's not confuse it. Yeah, one or the other, not both, which is a bit annoying really. Oh, what else? We've got this sort of like pseudo carbon fibre stuff. Got the pan roof, yeah, so it's got a full length blind, which luckily you don't have to hold the button down while it retracts, because that will take a long time. And yeah, it's pretty standard. There isn't an awful lot of Golf of R badging on this car. You've got the R there. I can't really see it anywhere else. I think when you start up the car, it might be in the display there just down the bottom, but it's pretty subtle. But you know, typical Golf 7. It's well made and it's easy to live with, and yeah, I quite like it, to be honest. Some of the cars like Mercedes A-Class, they just don't have the interior quality of this. Some of the plastics are really horrible, so whilst it's quite plain, it's quite good quality, and I think that's how a Volkswagen should be. Anyway, enough talking about the interior. I want to go and drive this Golf R on these fantastic roads around the Silverstone area. Okay guys, here we are behind the wheel of a Mark 7.5 Golf R DSG Estate Performance. Okay, so we're driving it in normal mode, so it's always a good place to start when you're testing the car, see what it's like. And on the 19s it's still pretty firm. I'm actually quite glad we've got comfort mode to drop into if I need to, which I think I'll do now, because like a lot of Northamptonshire roads, this one's pretty rutted. I don't need regular views to the channel may remember I drove a red Audi RS4 and it was actually on this road, so we're going from Brackley to Buckingham. It's a great road, lovely open road, classic sort of British B road, and it's good fun. So we're in comfort mode now, and it's definitely taken the edge off the bumps, but it's a little bit wallowier than I'd have liked it. So let's put it back into normal, drop a couple of gears. I still can't get over the 7-speed gearbox. So the original R and a lot of the performance Volkswagen Audi range had 6-speed DSG until recently. With the 7.5, these cars have now gone to 7-speed. Now, as well as having the extra gear, they're also amazingly smooth. You cannot feel the changes at all. There's no let up in the power. They are sensational. What else has gone is that the noise has now gone. So the DSG fart, maybe it is there, but I can't hear it. If I put it into race mode, which will be a bit uncomfortable on this road, but it's a bit easier than trying to fiddle with individual mode. So we've got a bit more fake sound. Yeah, it's pretty unpleasant on this road, but there might be the slightest of farts, but it's nothing like how it used to be on the earlier cars. So I think I'd probably swap that. You soon get bored of that. For the sheer smoothness, it's just unbelievably smooth. Okay, so I guess I better give it a bit of a drive. So we're in normal mode. We've got it in manual on the stick, and there is a little bit of a DSG fart there, but it's very subtle. And do I feel confidence in this corner? No, not really. It does feel like heavy car steering's not very communicative. Damping's pretty nice, so there's a few bumps and it's soaking them up nicely. And then got a left-hander coming up. So onto the brakes, and they are, oh yes, some of the best brakes I've ever had on a road car. So let's turn around and do that again. So we've got a rear view camera, which makes it easier. We've got some parking sensors front and back, as the R has always had. As always, there's a bit of delay before reverse kicks in, so you end up rolling forward a bit. And then into drive. That's it. And then we'll put it into manual again, so we've got control. Just crawl out to 30. So actually, we'll try this in race now. This road's quite smooth, thinking about it. So that's race. So it's a little bit louder without being annoying. We've got the rattle from the fake sound thing, which sounds like a rattlesnake. Yeah, it's definitely a bit louder. Some of it's exhaust, some of it's fake. Does it feel any better in the corners? It feels a little bit more unsettled on the bumps, but not excessively. This road's actually okay. The road earlier was significantly worse than this. The body control's definitely tighter. Yeah, it's good. Not a bad noise. The early cars were like too fake for my taste, really, but this sounds a bit better. I've got to say, it doesn't feel ridiculously quick, but I think that's probably deceptive, and I'm not going to look at the speedo because I'm sure it's like 61 miles an hour or something, and that was like really naughty. And then lovely smooth changes on this gearbox that don't upset the car at all because they're so smooth, so you could probably change gear fully loaded up. The chassis wouldn't notice it. So yeah, it's not as involving as a Golf GTI Clubsport S, but do I really need to tell you that? As a daily car, it's still quite good fun. The only problem I'd have is keeping my license, because it's so tempting to go fast and it's so deceptive. You don't even feel the gear changes now, so you don't know that you're in sort of 6 and getting into a very naughty zone. But apart from that, it's a very likeable car, and the fact the boot is huge and I get my bike in it and all sorts, you know, it's great that Volkswagen make a car like this. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed this volkswizard video with the Golf R 7.5 DSG estate performance. If you have, give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. Please subscribe for more, and I'll see you for the next one soon. Cheers.